80% of converts leave Islam. Why isn't anyone talking about this? Now let's have a look. So these converts are people. So you got a white person who's converted over to Islam. 80% of those leave. This is what he's saying. All right, let's have a look.
I'm going to lay down a fact that's going to shock you. 70 to 80% of converts
70 to
leave
80%.
Islam. And I'm going to prove it. Have you ever noticed there's a hierarchy of converts in Islam? One gets treated as royalty, while the other becomes a statistic. Why do some converts get brand deals, stage time, massive followings, while others are completely ignored? We're going to review a video by Muslim sociologist Dr. William Barlow, where he describes this phenomena in detail.
Okay.
Why is this important? Because all we hear is fastest growing religion. What about the quality of these converts? Does anyone care? In a past video where we reviewed a Yaqeen study, we shared the statistic that white people are the most likely to leave Islam. This may or may have not indicated converts. So the question is, do they persist or do they come in and out revolving door style? If you are someone who has doubts about Islam, maybe listen to your doubts. Consider that even despite Islamic rulings saying you can't leave, you very much can. Like all these others, let's get into it.
Let's go. Let's have a look. Mr. Abyss is friendly
Certain
ex-Muslim.
people claim to
Okay, ex-Muslims here from an ex-Muslim angle. This should be interesting. He seemed educated. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it.
become ex-Muslims. Why do they feel the need to leave Islam and then their obsession is to talk about Islam online?
Ex-Muslims are not usually the brightest in the room. Not very intelligent people, and the reasons why they feel like they've falsified Islam, they've had traumatic experiences that they've had to deal with, and this kind of pushes them to leave the ideology.
We know that many ex-Muslims are former converts. When they join Islam, praise is heaped on them, but when they leave it, those same people suddenly aren't the brightest. When 70-80% of converts to Islam leave, and 24% of Muslims in America say they no longer identify as Muslim, this is not an isolated individual experience. The shocking number of people who apostate from Islam demonstrates a systemic failure on behalf of the community's ability to retain Muslims, and then they badmouth them.
The perceived value of converts.
And then they get
Dr.
badmouthed.
William Barlow is
Their value goes down or down.
on to something here. According to Dr.
They discard
Barlow,
them.
70 to 80% of Muslim converts are dropouts, leaving Islam behind and never going back. While some converts stay in Islam and reap the benefits of being Muslim, what is it about being Muslim where such a large percentage drop out of the religion and leave, while this tiny percentage go on to be influencers, get sponsored trips around the world, and have access to scholars and other famous people that promote the religion? Something isn't adding up, and
Yeah.
today I want to explore it. As a former Muslim convert, I observed this behavior and attitude in the community, but for many years I could not accurately put into words what I was seeing and experiencing. William has finally given me an answer, a way to assign a label to the phenomenon of this unique part of the convert experience. William has a fascinating take on this. He actually categorizes Muslims into two groups. One of them is known as a high maintenance, low quality convert, while the other is the opposite, a low maintenance, high quality convert.
Okay.
How did your personal experiences led to the creation of your initiative? And there's one concept you talk about which I find interesting is, I can't get it right, but it's high quality, high maintenance. I mean, you know, about quality and maintenance of...
So I didn't come up with this.
yeah.
An old friend of mine wrote a book. He came up with this idea of the high quality, low maintenance convert and the high maintenance, low quality convert. Right?
Okay. I sort of understand.
High quality, low maintenance, easy
Yeah.
converts to deal with.
Yeah, understandable.
We got the high maintenance, low quality.
Don't want to deal with them, ask too many questions, too investigative.
Many complex needs.
Yeah.
And what he appeared to be advocating for, although I think he's more sensible than this, is that we don't want high maintenance, low quality converts coming into Islam. We only want high maintenance, high quality, low maintenance converts. We don't want people with complex needs.
People that question.
We want people that are going to come to Islam. They're going to follow the rules. They're going to be serious students of knowledge, and they're going to get on with it, right? And so the idea being that we should be selective in our dawah. We should only seek to bring people in that are going to be a benefit to the community. And this is coming from a convert himself.
You may be wondering what these two things mean. So allow me to break it down for you in my own words and understanding. A high-quality, low-maintenance convert is someone that does not have needs. It's a person who enters Islam with a celebrity status, influencer potential, or comes from a higher socioeconomic background.
Sneeko and all of that.
A convert like this does not have any needs from the community upon converting or ever. Also, they do not have issues with assimilation, as they already have enough status in their prior non-Muslim life to live as a Muslim with ease. Let's take, for example, Shaun King. Who is Shaun King? If you haven't heard of him, Shaun is an American writer and activist. As of March 2024, Shaun King can now call himself Muslim as well. He is one of the many high-profile converts. One of King's cited reasons for converting is the resilience of the Palestinians in Gaza. Before he was Muslim, King claims he was a Christian pastor. Shaun King is a
converted for the Palestinians. It's mad.
Great example of a low-maintenance, high-quality convert in the eyes of the Ummah. When Shaun converted to Islam, was his shahada done in a private, humble way?
Of course not. They capitalized on it. Everyone's real god is money.
Away from the public's eye? Or did Shaun's conversion get live-streamed for the entire world to see? Why was Shaun's experience converting to Islam given so much attention, while other shahadas are done in a much, let's say, enthusiastic way? Upon converting to Islam, what did Shaun King, a new Muslim with access to endless resources and famous people, do? He immediately started a speaking tour where tickets were priced from $60 to $125. While the average new Muslim has
You cash in on it, didn't you? You cash in on that.
a 70 to 80% chance of dropping out of Islam, Shaun King immediately reaps the benefits of being a high-quality, low-maintenance convert.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have a low-quality, high-maintenance convert. A convert like this, for example, could be anyone in the community with needs. Converts such as this would likely need zakat or other forms of help that would allow them to continue embracing their new Muslim identity. Converts with needs have a lot of barriers in their way, which makes sense why the dropout rate from Islam is so high.
Yeah.
Someone like Shaun King, on the other hand, arrives in the Ummah fully resourced and independent. Before I share the next clip, have you noticed that nobody talks about these types of topics? This channel is really doing something unique. These social issues are discussed with a respectful and intelligent light from the real experiences of us,
This
former
is a great
believers.
channel.
And if you'd like to be a part of it, we have a spot for
It's
you.
a great channel.
Join us on Patreon now and subscribe to keep up with it.
The converts the Ummah really wants.
But now, in modern days, some people argue that the community should only support high-quality, low-maintenance converts. So converts who are wealthy, who are, let's say, private school educated, who went to Oxford, Cambridge, who are landowners, who belong to the upper classes of the society, or
Damn.
who are extremely rich or already extremely famous, or who hold some kind of political power.
We see this phenomena happen
Suspicious.
all around us in varying degrees of severity. On one hand, we have the Shaun Kings, Sneekos, Andrew Tates, and Dawood Kims of the
Yeah, that's right.
modern convert world. All of these converts enter Islam as celebrities, people who will not take from the Ummah per se, other than getting a lot of
And also, it's nefarious in my mind, this sort of concept of high quality, low maintenance and all of that. Is very nefarious because if they're focusing on converting high profile people, that's aiming at a bigger masses as well, because they're hoping to get other people, other white people, other people from not from Islam, from outside of Islam. They're looking at their favorite influencer like Sneeko. I don't know who would find him as a favorite influencer, but people are people, or Andrew Tate or whatever, and they'll be like, yeah, maybe he's right, and then they convert too. It might be quite nefarious, that is.
attention and money heaped on them, but give to it in some capacity, usually to the
And also the hate, slander, and no doubt, shunning of the community that you would get once you leave it. So it's like all love and that when you're coming in and all of that, but then hate when you're leaving. So it sort of shows its true colours.
Power and
we'll
potential
find out
to
more.
influence masses. The conversions make them into symbols of Islam rather than a statistic, which is the much more likely outcome of a convert. We mentioned before that the dropout rate is around 70 to 80%. Muslims would rather have
It's massive.
high quality, low maintenance converts. People will hold significant symbolic weight. Muslims have reasons for why they don't
symbolic
want to
weight,
support
yeah.
the so-called high maintenance, low quality convert. Let's listen to one of those reasons.
Why?
The fourth reason people give for not giving support to low quality, high maintenance converts is that because if Muslims leave because they weren't supported or they were mistreated by other Muslims, then it's fine. It's natural selection. For every Muslim who leaves, there's 10 more who embrace Islam.
Yeah.
They say that if these Muslims leave, it's because they weren't strong enough. And let me tell you, the people who say this, they don't believe in the theory of evolution, but what they do in practice is called social Darwinism. While
Yeah.
Islam is supposed to be for everyone, you argue that these people have to be selected. You argue
Yeah.
that Islam is only for the strongest.
Talk about dropping the mic. Don't believe in
Okay.
evolution, but are describing social Darwinism.
Yeah,
So
it's
well
crazy.
said. I feel like this is
Yeah.
the
He's right. He's spot on with that again.
phenomenon we
Ooh.
all observe as well. How many people embrace Islam but they don't last? In the past, I often wondered if this was a problem that scholars and Islamic think tanks were aware of. If they're aware of it, what are they doing to stop it? Do they care? Can they stop it? It seems they focus on doubts, but not fixing the root of the problem in the community. This is why the Ummah is so divided and dysfunctional. They don't focus on what matters back home. They're quick to ask for money to send overseas, but neglect people directly within the community. Dr. Barlow's take on this makes complete sense to me. This is why converts quietly exit stage left, ghost the community, and never return. There's a reason why
Yeah.
nothing is being done to fix this problem. Getting converts to Islam is almost like a lottery system. They'll take endless shahadas every Friday, but if they leave, what is there to be sad about?
Yeah. Look at that. Crazy.
There's so many more suckers waiting out there to be the next in line. Perhaps out of the next 5, 10, or 100 converts, they'll strike gold and get that other famous, high-quality, low-maintenance one they were hoping for to prop up the ummah and say, look how many people are becoming Muslim. Sometimes,
Yeah.
and much more rarely, you have someone that leaves Islam openly and speaks about it. We're the minority, and we have to continue doing this so that people know they have a choice. They can choose to be Muslim or can choose not to be Muslim. People like us help others to see the reality that the situation is not as black and white as the Muslim dawah guys want you to see.
Yeah.
You have a choice in the matter.
It's great what
Take
they're doing,
that
really.
choice.
Conclusion.
And it's like logic, you know what I mean? Look at it. Understand it. Do you know what I mean? It's not disrespectful or anything like that. This is a great channel.
Dr. William
doing great
Barlow
stuff.
is onto something that no other Muslims have been brave enough to explore.
Yeah.
There is an issue with retention of converts, and the reasons aren't because people who leave Islam are brainless. In fact, there is a problem at the systemic level of how Islam operates and accepts or denies converts access to their world and religious lifestyle. While the Sean Kings of the convert world get the red carpet rolled out to them and begin touring within a day of conversion, many other converts struggle for months or years, but no one will pay attention to them. While it's likely Sean King will remain a Muslim for life, another 70 to 80% of converts will leave. The reality of converts dropping out of Islam serves as a warning to those who are considering converting or have already converted. Islam is not a sustainable way of life, and the community may pretend you do not exist. If you're a questioning convert or someone considering converting to Islam, I invite you to ask yourself if you want to live in a world where celebrity converts get propped up, influencer converts get brand deals, fancy trips, and a nice lifestyle, while you struggle to find basic love and acceptance. At the end of the day, you're just another Friday Shahada in front of strangers, where you may remain a stranger until you decide to leave, like the 70 to 80% that do. Thanks for watching.
Mad.
You made it to the end, and that makes you
Mad.
awesome. Leave a thumbs up and comment for the algorithm. Thanks to our patrons, some of who are listed here, for making it possible for me to do this on a regular basis.
They're the legends, man. It's a great channel. I'm going to subscribe to them. I'll put it in the description, obviously. But yeah, it's interesting. Great angle to come at. They come from a great angle. Proud ex-Muslim of 23 years in the UK. Secret ex-Muslims exist too, especially in Islamic countries, myself included. Actually, I noticed the ex-Muslims are the smartest. No doubt about that. And they're courageous too, to warn others about the religion. Ex-Muslim for 10 years, best 10 years of my life. Without lies, Islam dies. Bloody hell. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting thing. I'll continue like delving deep into it, and hopefully we'll start finding like more extreme things, more things that lead people to be extremists. You know what I mean? To be violent extremists. You know what I mean? We're gonna try and find out what leads a person down that dark path of utter darkness. You know what I mean? The actual opposite of love and peace. We're going to sort of look at that. But anyway,